Bill O'Reilly here, Tuesday, March 29, 2022. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening across our nation. All the major news networks ignore the Hunter Biden story. The Motion Picture Academy opens a formal investigation into Will Smith. Disney challenging Florida's new education law. A survey reveals the most stressed out states in the country. Also ahead, what do the American and Russia media have in common? But first, a study from the Media Research Center says news agencies continue to ignore the Hunter Biden story. Broadcasts on ABC, CBS, and NBC have not uttered Mr. Biden's name in 230 days. The last mention was July 12, 2021. The New York Times confirming this month the authenticity of Hunter Biden's missing laptop. And there is a federal investigation into old Hunter, but the network news is not really interested. Wonder why. The Academy Awards people launching a probe into Will Smith after he slapped comedian Chris Rock Sunday. You saw it. Smith went on to win the Best Actor award after the assault. The film star likely violated the group's code of conduct against violence. Maybe they should hire Robert Mueller to investigate. Meanwhile, the Disney Corporation calling for the repeal of Florida's so-called Don't Say Gay bill. Governor DeSantis signed that yesterday, and it bans school teachers from indoctrinating children on gender identity between the ages of 5 and 7. Executives at Disney releasing a statement, quote, "Our goal as a company is for this law to be repealed." Why? It's a good law. Little kids cannot process gender identity, Disney. They have trouble processing spaghetti. A new report from Wallet Hub ranks the states with the highest rates of anxiety. Places judged by personal finances, work satisfaction, mental health. The most stressful states are Mississippi, West Virginia, New Mexico, Nevada, number 1, Louisiana. Folks are most relaxed in Hawaii, New Hampshire, South Dakota, Minnesota, and Utah. In a moment, the American media is not relaxed. We'll tell you why next. As you know, inflation is almost out of control thanks to the policies of this administration. Retirement accounts are especially vulnerable right now because when inflation goes up, your dollar savings go down. So how do you protect your hard-earned wealth? Please call the people I trust at American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts against inflation by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver, and they make it easy. They are the highest rated firm in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. All it takes is a quick call, and they will deliver physical gold and silver right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. Plus, tell them O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $1,500 of free silver on your first order. So please don't wait. 877-444-GOLD GOLD or text GOLD to 65532. Again, 877-444-GOLD or text GOLD to 65532. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. As you may know, Russia is getting waxed in Ukraine. Apparently, its defense minister has now gone missing, joining hundreds of journalists who have vanished after criticizing Putin. Another casualty of the Ukraine war, which is not going well for bad Vlad. In the USA, we have many people working in the media who are missing as well in a figurative sense. They don't know much about anything. Weak backgrounds in history and civics. When I comment that President Biden may very well go down in history alongside President Buchanan, do you think members of the White House press corps know what I'm talking about? They do not. Trust me. Each morning I get a bunch of newspapers delivered to my home. Sadly, the printed information is often old if you have a computer, which I do. The speed of the internet has made the newspapers obsolete in hard news coverage. And editorially, most print organizations live in the last house on the left. If you are not in a guest room there, why buy the newspaper? Because I run an independent news agency that delivers information on television and radio, my staff emails me a document called the News Facts early in the morning. Here, I get information that is accurate. To supplement the newspapers and the facts, I sometimes monitor TV news to assess what video is available. And watching American electronic media has become depressing, generally speaking. That's because it's incredibly repetitive and mostly devoid of creative analysis and smart reporting. Now, the reason that has happened is corporate moguls who run the TV news operations want followers on the air, people who will gladly take orders. CNN is the most vivid example. Time Warner ruined the network by demanding that on-air talent toe a liberal line and most especially demonize Donald Trump. The direct result of that corporate policy was a disastrous scandal starring Chris Cuomo and his direct supervisor, Jeff Zucker. You may remember my on-air debates with Jon Stewart and the late Charles Krauthammer. Two very smart guys, one on the left, the other on the right. The conversations were spirited and unpredictable. Do you see anything like that on TV today? Let me know. The reason we don't often view unique content on TV is that corporations don't need it. They don't need astute analysis, wit, or even curiosity. They make big money without all that. In addition to the cash flow, the moguls delight in shaping the news, telling the reporters what to say. The stark truth is, in America, corporate and social media provide cover for the liberal point of view and for the Democratic Party. That has resulted in the calamity that is the Biden administration, and we are all suffering now. I'm Bill O'Reilly, and I approve the message by actually writing it. If you'd like more honest news analysis, please visit BillO'Reilly.com, where you can see me on television, and I will tell it to you straight. In a moment, something you might not know. Supply chain issues have been a catalyst to bring high-tech manufacturing back to the USA. My tech guy, the founder of Brownstone Research, calls it the Great Recalibration and discusses it in his new newsletter, Near Future Report. For 35 years, Jeff Brown has helped his subscribers safely navigate volatile times to preserve and grow wealth. He also answers your most pressing questions like how to protect your retirement from inflation. What are the implications of a new digital currency and the Great Reset? What will the Fed do with interest rates? And what's going to happen in the stock market this year? Brownstone Research has been at the forefront of major market moves for 35 years. Let Jeff help you by signing up for his newsletter today at a 75% discount, a 12-month subscription, only $49. So please go to jeffbrowntech.com. jeffbrowntech.com, jeffbrowntech.com. Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. On this day in 1973, the last U.S. troops withdrew from Vietnam. After a decade of brutal combat, America's war in Southeast Asia was over. Here's how the conflict spiraled out of control. The Pentagon began sending military advisors into South Vietnam in November 1955 during the Eisenhower administration to stop the spread of communism. That is the domino theory. In 1961, President John F. Kennedy deployed 400 Green Berets to directly confront the communist Viet Cong. Within a decade, hundreds of thousands of young Americans would fight, and some of them die, in the jungles of Southeast Asia. Despite U.S. soldiers never losing a major battle, corruption among Vietnamese officials stymied any progress against the communists. On March 29, 1973, the last remaining American forces left Saigon, entrusting the security to the South Vietnamese military, and they were overrun by the communists. Back home, the conflict was catastrophic. In total, more than 2.7 million Americans served in Vietnam, peaking at 550,000 in April 1969. 300,000 were wounded, 60,000 killed. Between 1964 and 1973, the Pentagon drafted 2.2 million men into service. The war cost U.S. taxpayers $160 billion. That's $1 trillion in today's currency. As you know, the conflict divided the USA, mostly by age. Surveys at the time showed the public split 50-50 on whether sending U.S. troops into Southeast Asia served the national interest. And here's something else you might not know. The official end of the Vietnam War took place on January 27, 1973. The Paris Peace Accords were signed by delegates from the USA, South Vietnam, Viet Cong, and North Vietnam. The pact called for the withdrawal of U.S. forces, a complete ceasefire, and the release of prisoners of war. Well, the communists broke that agreement almost immediately and eventually seized South Vietnam, which remains communist today. Back after this. Spring is here, and we are ready to get outside. But upgrading your yard alone can be a nightmare. Why not let FastGrowingTrees.com help? I love FastGrowingTrees.com. My new plants just arrived, and my yard looks great. Their experts curate thousands of plant varieties to pick from. You just order online or over the phone, and your plants are shipped in 1 to 2 days. Plus, their growing and care advice is available 24/7. 1 million people have already seen what FastGrowingTrees.com can do for them. Plus, with their 30-day Alive and Thrive guarantee, you can trust everything will be healthy for years to come. So please go to FastGrowingTrees, one word, FastGrowingTrees.com/Bill right now, and you will get 15% off your entire order. Get 15% off at FastGrowingTrees.com/Bill. FastGrowingTrees.com/Bill. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.